hello. Welcome to what I believe will be our final visit to Strange Antiquities. I know I said that last video, but we did meet a kind of a very unexpected end, which kind of waylaid us a little bit. But let's get back into the game. A very warm welcome if it's your first time here. If you're a regular viewer, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. So it's day 16. Friday. Okay, good morning, Jupiter. So, as always, we begin with a clue card. There's not much to go on there, just a ball of string, yarn. Doesn't give us much to go on, does it? So I don't know where to start with. Let's have a look at any places if they have the twinings, like twine. Station. Nothing jumps out at me about the names. Hollowell Stone or Ruskin Oak, Prince's Woodcraft, Wensum, Headley Guild, Freeman's Way. Excuse any breaks in audio there, I'm already getting a tickle in my throat, so I have ingested a cough sweet to try and hold off the tickles. So Woodcosses Lane, Pine Road, Church, Holbrook Heath. No, nothing really, unless it's incredibly cryptic, nothing stands out there. Gleaston Castle. This doesn't really have those sorts of things, does it? Because it's only got these symbols. And then room names. Hang on. I'll just check there isn't a symbol for like wool, or I don't know why there would be, but I just want to double check. No, it's only really metals and okay. So perhaps it's the tombs, the catacombs. Well, let's just have dates. We've done that top left one before. We've been in there as well. I mean, they only have dates on, don't they? How would we... I'm not sure what to do with a date, how that corresponds to... Is it... Is there something significant with this? Maybe? This? That looks like it could. It's very hard to sort of compare it. Can I leave it on there? That goes like that and then down and then... Would that be this? Doesn't fit anywhere else, does it? That maybe? No, not quite. I mean, that seems to very strongly suggest that, doesn't it? I'm not sure when I played this on my own that I even figured out this clue, but I don't really see what else it could be. Let me check. There isn't somewhere on here, is there? That's maybe this. But then the bottom bit doesn't really fit. It looks to me like it's most likely this. And I think it's just pointing to somewhere which seems to be here. Have we done that one already? That's where it lines up to. Should we try that? Ah, we did it right. I'm very proud of that. Inhaling deeply from the spirit vault to stave off the madness of the depths, I make my way carefully down crumbling passageways past decaying crypts. Placed carelessly on top of the tomb is a collection of clay pots. Some lie in pieces, but most are whole. At first the collection seems unremarkable, but one in particular stands out, and I take it back up to the surface to take a closer look. A pot. Oh. Well, it has a triangle, upside down triangle with a line through. There seems to be vocals on the background music. I don't think we had that before. Maybe it's sort of intensifying as we get close to the end. This one, isn't it? So an upside down triangle. Earth. What could that relate to? Not you. It's the only entry for Earth is pit. 3 different elements that make up a pit. No, that doesn't line up because that's only made of one thing, isn't it? Let's see, it's clay. Engraved detailing, cool and smooth. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. What could that be? I was thinking of vessel, but not really sure what I'm looking for here, but clay. I'm on about the neck to place them close to the heart. Okay, no. And it's except wood or clay anyway. Okay. Well, let's carry on. Marion Lancaster. Someone very dear to me has fallen ill. I would like a nephroquant. Do not be concerned, dear. I have used one before and know what I am doing. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Nephroquant. I don't remember hearing this. Scarring caused by Braxis. Nephroquant. These were once worn by the necromancers of the Five Knolls, who used them in their rituals of resurrection. Their power became bound to them such that if they were to remove them, even after death, the nephroquant would crumble to dust. Today their power is much diminished, but they can be used to draw out infections. However, they will cause Braxis if held against bare skin for long periods. I mean, what does that? That doesn't even really tell us anything, does it? I will cause Braxis. Braxis is in curses, is it not? Characterised by a necrosis of the flesh, the afflicted will feel no pain, but scarring has no cure. Okay, that doesn't really give us more information. A nephroquant. They were once worn, so something wearable, so possibly a little pendant. We do have a lot of pendants. Rituals of resurrection. That's all it says. How about gemstones then? Sunstone, son of containment, water, dark purposes, peace and safety, earth and nature, stone of sight, anchor between body and mind, protection of enemy night, stone, fire and fury, strength, night and darkness, death and decay. So none of those really indicate resurrection. Excuse me, and apologies for the breaks in audio. I have to keep clearing my throat. So I suppose life would be the only one that really is really relevant there. Resurrection, I guess, life, so that's an infinity sign. Or rebirth, spiral. We've seen the spiral somewhere, haven't we? But where was it? That's a weather kind of one. Nothing on that. Spiral or got anything? Oh, there are some hidden in there. Oh, how's that the one? That's got the spiral on it. Nothing to remark, withered flesh, grim, and then that's gold. Leathery and bony, quite unpleasant to touch. Hard and cool. I was expecting it to smell worse than it does. How does one wear this though, is my question. That does have rebirth. I should probably move those out. I mean, I actually don't think it's got 3 different symbols on, but none of them suggest rebirth. What's that one? No. I don't know that there's anything else that has a relevant symbol on. That doesn't have, it's just a snake. Once more. Well, I don't really know what else it could be based on that, so let's try this, because it has a rebirth symbol on it. And if it's not that, then I guess we try again. That's correct. The item here is the ring, wearable. Oh, of course, you don't wear the hand, you just wear the ring. Oh, of course, so the hand it is attached to a hand scarred by praxis. I see, I didn't really clock that, that's what that meant. The spiral design of the item is a representation of the symbol for rebirth or resurrection. Okay. That makes more sense. I hadn't really clued on to what it was. A dread vivant is the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artifacts. It can siphon power away from oneself for a time. The power rising up of a dread vivant is subtle but noticeably invigorating. These objects represent the balance of life and death, of good and evil, of hope and despair. What could that be? Let's carry on. Franklin Underhill, please do pay us a visit. We have some items that we're confident will be of interest to you. Oh, the twinings, we mentioned that, didn't we? Artisans of wood, iron and clay. Okay. let's go see him then. What was it? 15. The man who dropped off his card introduces himself as the owner of the Twinings, an unusual sprawling series of grotto-like rooms filled with handcrafted carpentry, ironmongery and pottery. He leads me past wooden chairs and strange iron contraptions to a room unlike the others. This one is filled with small trinkets, ornaments and jars of various sizes, containing ominous-looking liquids and organic materials. I know it might not look like much, but there are some items of value among the junk here, says the man. Take your time, and let me know if you find anything interesting. 2 hours later, I have indeed unearthed something very interesting that I'm keen to take back to the shop for further investigation. Creepy. Oh. I'm leaving the Twinings with my haul when a man shouts at me from across the street. As I look around annoyed, I notice to my horror that the man's eyes are as black as coal. He rushes towards me and I stumble backwards, fumbling with the strap of my satchel as I try to grab an item to stop him. Wixit cord. Have we identified that? Let's hope so. So things are kicking off, it looks like. Despite the name, these simple-looking items do not produce a Wixit field. They belong to the diurnal branch. They cause a freezing effect in the body, earning them the nickname Medusa Stones. Fortunately, the effect is not permanent. I think I remember this one. Paralysis is that one? Yeah, I think it's this. I think we looked at it a second ago, this one. I had already labelled it. It's got the symbol of paralysis and it is made of stone. Medusa stone. Let's see. The item features many symbols of paralysis. It produces a noctic field from the diurnal branch. I think we probably checked that when I tentatively labelled it. I can put it at the normal colour now. To my relief, the man goes rigid almost immediately and topples forward onto the cobblestones. I turn and run, wanting to put as much distance as possible between myself and that creature. When I finally come to my senses, I realise I should alert Dr. Robertson, but by the time I return to the Twinings, the man is nowhere to be seen. Oh dear. So that has 2 stones. That one, Death and Decay. And Dark Purposes. I wonder what it could be. We've done Bones Guard. Dreadful Hunt is the one that we just got, isn't it? I don't think it had the balance of life and death. They both seem to be death and decay. The stones both represented death and decay, didn't they? Heart Chamber we've done, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and Holgen Grim is this, isn't it? Yeah. Nephroquant is the one that we just identified, and then the pit. It's 3 elements. Earth, sun, and no. See, I don't think it. Strange. What could it be? What else could? Not sure. Not sure. Let's continue, I think. Edmund Bishop. Something bad is about to happen. The ravens know it. My grandfather once taught me how to use a cassander to see the paths ahead. But I saw what it did to him and vowed never to touch one again after he died. But the gnawing worry of what is coming has become too much for me. A cassander. Eyes of a cassander focus the power of the mind, enabling those skilled enough to see the path or paths ahead. These items do not produce a mentic field as one might expect, but rather the more mysterious Selenic. Care should always be taken with any object of prophecy, and these are no different. Many have been seduced or driven mad by the paths shown to them and been led to ruin. The eyes. Well, there's a stone of sight, isn't there? That one. 4th eye. Malachite. But it says it produces a selenic field. Well, we do have a... There was this, wasn't there? That's... Suppose you could call those eyes. Bronze, a dark green gemstone. Does look like malachite because it has the sort of banding on it. Vibrates with energy. Nothing to remark. So we're going to have to check it produces a selenic field. Oh, that's already... Oh, not quite. There we go. Okay, so it's a kind of spiral, helix kind of shape, selenic. Okay, let's see if this malachite one produces. It does. I don't think we have anything else. Oops, sorry, I clicked off. Oh my gosh, I keep clicking off my game. That has malachite. But we need to look up what those two things are. What those two symbols are. Is it phosphorus? No. Cold. Cold and heat, is that right? Upside down circle. Yeah, hot and cold. Let me just check something else. Good any weapon spare? Okay, no, I just wondered. I think I'm going to try this malachite pendant. We don't otherwise have a lot to go on. I'm going to give that a go. Correct. The item features 2 malachite gemstones, stones of sight or eyes. It produces a selenic field. Okay, good. A weaving edge is used to enter the red night, a bloodthirsty state of mind. Tradition dictates that the handle should be made from the wood of a great oak. The handle? Do we have anything with a wooden handle? Not sure that we actually do. No, not sure what that could be referring to. Well, let's press on. Gilbert Ames, or Amos. There always seems to be something going on in Undermere. The sooner I can get this sorted and be on my way, the better. My uncle gave me a ring and I have had nothing but bad fortune ever since. I'm starting to think it might be cursed. Is there any way to uncurse it? That's a good question. No, it's not any of those actual curses. So, what was that item we had that you were meant to put? Was it this one? Is it a shadow hold? Or this casket purifier? Yeah, casket purifier. Let's check. Small tokens such as rings or amulets, perhaps submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. So I think we need to give him that. The label bears the symbol for vinegar. Closer inspection reveals there is a small object rattling inside. Yeah, we did identify that already. Will we even find out if that works, if he needs 30 days and 30 nights? Lavinia Hawthorne. I have been researching ancient customs, particularly those relating to thaumaturgy, and I am fascinated by the use of objects in ritual ceremonies. If you're able to get your hands on a gris, I would be very interested in studying it further. A gris? For the ritual of the broken path. A gris is heated slowly over flame. To have a full effect, it must be held in an ungloved hand until the ritual is complete, no matter how hot it gets. Oh, I remember reading this. The ritual should not be performed by those who have not studied the Wixic art. It is common to suffer burns, but when done correctly, it should not be painful. Must be held in an ungloved hand. Broken path, Amphissian Town. So it's the same people who do this. The League of the Amphissian Heart uses these items as part of its Grimmer initiation rite. Said they worship the ancient nameless gods, communing with them via the broken path. The Amphissian talon was the fingers, wasn't it? Oh, it must be over here. There. Has a snake on it. Gold. A gris. So is the snake significant, I wonder? What else do we have that has a snake? This. Bronze and a black gemstone. Or black and white, really. Or onyx, is that? Star of the Night and Darkness. So it could be that. We don't really have much to go on. Oh, there's this, isn't there? Small green gemstones, red clay, raised detailing, warm and smooth. Nothing to remark. I find it unsettling. The eyes seem to pierce my soul. And they're a green gemstone. So that could be jade or malachite. I think it most likely is jade. The earth and nature. What would be the right thing? I'm a bit confused. Chris. The Wixic art. I don't know if the snakes, if that's just a red herring. What else could it even be? Wixic is off the body. Off the body. Are there any particular symbols that would help us? Off the body. Unless it has the symbol for heat. Didn't mean to do that. It could have the symbol for heat, I guess, which is that circle. Upside down circle. No, those have all been identified. That hasn't. That's only have anything on there. Gives me goosebumps. That has all the weather on it, so it can't be that, I don't think. Like a gemstones. So one, there isn't a stone of an anchor between body and mind. That's not really. There isn't one that's just of the kind of the body. A bit stuck, really. So what was the other symbol? It was like that. Triangle. That. Upside down. Oh, it's all of them. So that one. That one was earth, air, fire and water. That one was earth, I think. What symbols do these have? There's loads. It's fire. What's that one? Two lines. No, a two, didn't it? Looks like confusion, but where are you? Ice. Fire, ice. That was paralysis, wasn't it? Ice. Fire, paralysis, yeah. That's paralysis, and then what are those? That's some of the wicker one. Is it wicker? Yeah. Oh no, I've made that up. I was thinking of that one at the end. So there isn't a circle with Fire ice paralysis. I don't really know how that relates. What else do we have? Well, most of these. What was that one again? That one's heat and cold. What else do we have that hasn't been identified? That doesn't really seem to. So I studied the Wixic art. Does that mean it produces a Wixic field? I wonder. I mean, I guess we can try that and see if that does anything. Wixic. Wavy lines. Okay, so what do we have? There actually have that many that are not identified. Maybe I'll just go through all the things I haven't identified. I mean, that doesn't actually produce a field. Pretty certain of that one. Spiral. Oh, that does produce wiggly lines, although quite faint. How that would relate to this, though, I don't really understand. It's a little totem figure, and it's made of tin, which is Jupiter. What does that mean? I mean, I don't think it really goes otherwise. I keep forgetting that there is a hint function, but I do think you get an achievement if you get through the game without any hints. So I kind of would like to try and avoid that. So there's a hand, and it has... should I put it? Oh, a hand with turquoise. A stone of water, that doesn't really make sense. What do I have here? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a few of those I have sort of tentatively identified. Oh, that's the sort of triple, Wiccan triple goddess Brigit charm. I think that is this. Oh, that's Tenebrine cloak. Where's something that looks like a triple? goddess. Maybe we don't have that yet. Okay, I'm just sort of trying to see if I can narrow this down. No, we've done those. It's a shit. Connection to the ocean. Wait. I thought we'd identified. Okay, it wasn't officially identified, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Oh, we looked at that already, sorry. Spirit Eye. They draw their symbol from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Opposing symbols. Well, we've had hot and cold, but it also has paralysis. What was the other one that I was looking at as a possibility? Not you. Where was it? You. That was hot and cold and earth, air, fire, water. I mean, those are kind of opposing. That's a spirit eye. And the weaving edge has a wooden handle, but we don't really seem to have anything that would fit. Black and gold symbolises death. I'm kind of stuck. Okay, I was meant to be checking some of the others to see if they'd be wixic. I don't even know if that's gonna really give us any information that we need. Oh, this is the, that could be the goddess thing. But now I can't remember what that was. Brigic Charm. Because we have the sort of crescent moons, powerful item that offers hope in times of worry, protection in times of darkness, wisdom in times of uncertainty. Green gemstone and bronze. Raised detailing and smooth. Protection. I mean, that just seems to be maybe jade. Unless that's doesn't really look like malachite. That's the only green stone, isn't it? It's the earth. Alright, I'm kind of getting a bit sidetracked. Let's just check these other things. Just in case. That's 2 sets of circles. What about this one? What was that one? The opposing powers, I thought. Spirit Eye. I thought that might be the Spirit Eye, but it does have the right, potentially the right field. Even though that's not confirmed. Oh no, which was it? It was the wavy lines. Oh, it could be that. Oh, I'm gonna have to just guess. It's not that. I mean, it doesn't say about the Wixic field. I'm gonna try this. I'm sorry that's taken so long, but and then if not, we'll just do power of elimination, I guess. Oh my gosh, it is the right one. The item has soot on its lower half, which suggests it has been held over a flame. I didn't even really perceive that as being... It produces a Wixic field. Okay, it was worth us checking that. That was quite tricky. I didn't feel like that one was particularly obvious. And we have Lunama. Lunama, also called a moon pool or heart of tranquility, harnesses the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. They can be used to keep people away from places they are not welcome. There is a superstition among thaumaturges that says that a lunama should not be used when the moon is full. It's not known when this idea came from. An aura of unease. Well, unless we find some more items, we're kind of running low now. Gives me goosebumps. Could be that then, couldn't it? Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. Oh, you. Nothing to remark. Feeling of disquiet answers through my body. Disquiet. Disquiet. Unsettling. So that's a few different things it could be. It's like 3 different things that could be. Maybe I should alphabetize these, but Novabelia. Binding seed. Let's go there. These were all S's, I remember. Witherance. Cassandra. Yep. Let me look for any more that's not A to G, maybe. Fortunance. And then I can move all the S's over. Evocant. It's there. Corvin's Mine. definitely need to go. Let's all shovel those together in there for now. Fortinance, Eye of Sananos, Elegant Ethereal Key, Elverstone, Daedalus Lake, Cyrene Ward, Corfin's Might, there we go. Anything else? Guise of Lilium, possibly a Folium. If I'm right about that, which I think I am. I have Sternum, what was that? Fortinance, Folium. So I need to start moving those. There's the Methers, so maybe I'll keep them all in M. Carrick's Candle. Ah, that's good. Had a space. Anything else that's Catholic Purifier? Getting a bit squished now, aren't they? Diverging hook, possibly. Okay, then let's move all of these over. Where are we gonna... I need to keep the ones together that I haven't identified, I think. Velvet Needle, Libula, St. John's Anvil, Sleep Vessel, Ossic Ring, Lamp Cipher, Moonstone Guardian, Tenement Cloak Truth. So those are all T's. Oh, the Methers then should go up here, shouldn't they? Abrasive, Restful, Solemn. What other voice? S. So many S's. Valent, Witherance, Veiled, Resonance, Compass. Zia would be the last, I assume. UVW. Zephyrim. That's the last one actually. Shadow Hold. Okay, there's going to be notes here. Ecumenical. Thing is, I quite like these ones being down here, so maybe I'll just keep vessels. I don't know, separate. Okay, the pit. Passager. Over you go. Witch's Finger, it's getting a bit squished, isn't it? Valent. Thermic Needle, let's see how much we can fit in. Oh, I like that tinkly one. Tenebrine Cloak. Thermic Needle, Truth Conduit. Just need to swap around. Sunbond. Selenic. Oh, you also haven't been identified. Sleep. Saint. Let's see if we can get all the S's. Torment's Bane. Where do you go? There. Morgan's Folly. Maybe up there. Okay, Sextrum. At least I did these in order. Shield Charm, Shimmer, Silent Breath, Scythian Charm. So Selenic Totem actually needs to be first. Sleep Vessel, Shadow Anchor, Shield, Sextrum Shadow Anchor, Shadow Hold. And then SL, ST, SU, Tenebron Cloak. Maybe I'll put all those together. Oh no, move that over. Heart Chamber Wixit cord, that needs to go over, doesn't it? To WY. There. So I can move these across. Maybe I put my plant there. Chrysolinian Grass, Fortunate Phonium, Eye of Sananos, Evocant. This is all a bit squished, isn't it? So this Hunter's HIJKL. Is that all we have? It just goes from H to L. And obviously some of these might not even be correct. Kind of, maybe I've spaced them out a bit too much now. I like the little bones card, it's cute. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. And then we have these that haven't yet been identified. Lots of pendants actually, aren't there? Those two skulls can go together. And then perhaps all of those brass ones. Okay. The Spirit Eye, the opposing symbols. Maybe we should just leave it. Oh, Libula. Oh, the loam actually should be over here. Alright, we did a bit of tidying up. That'll do. Let's move on. Leopold Morris. There has been a basilisk sighting in the hills across the river from Back Barrow. I wouldn't say I'm a brave man, but I have a duty to protect my livestock and my village. Better me than a younger man with his life ahead of him. I have come to prepare my sword. Oh, that's very unselfish of you. So, the sword thing, I think, is that hand with the sword marks in this one, folium. Let's just double check what it says. made it much easier for me to find things. Yeah, a blade is drawn across the face of a Folian 6 times during the ritual of the Hand of Prior. They perform this ritual before seeking out the basilisk, as a Folian blade is the only known way to pierce its thick armour. Hand of Prior, oh, it's the same thing. We're going to go with this. Hooray! The grooves on the item suggest a blade has been drawn across it. We can change the colour on that now, so that's definite. Hey Jupiter, let's get the next person in. Oh, it's Francesca. They've escaped. At first my patience grew agitated when I used the Gaudian siren, but then I had a breakthrough. Vivian Cartwright woke up. She seemed lucid, calm even. I made a stupid mistake and loosened her restraint. I don't know what happened, whether the siren stopped working or if perhaps it had never worked and she tricked me. But almost immediately she changed back and turned violent. Before I knew it, she had managed to free the others. We tried to stop them, but they fought their way out of the hospital. I have no idea where they've gone. Oh, so we're not giving an item, but she's just come to tell us, oh dear, that everyone has escaped. Oh, that's not good news, is it? Okay, well I don't think we've got loads more to do. I think this we've used. So let's archive that. Oh yes, I forgot. Audrey. Was it Audrey? Audrey Bell gave us this. So I don't know if we're meant to. I don't know. I don't know what I will do yet. I don't think I really want to take part in her ritual. End of day 60, so one day away. Almost imperceptibly, the casket began to absorb the crepuscular power, or good word, that had leached into the stone and the earth of its lightless tomb. Is it a tombstone? Looks like it. With a sun on it. And the clock. Day 17, Saturday. Well, I assume that this must be a clock. Oh, I can't seem to do that clock puzzle. So the longest hand is at... It's doing that again, where it's sort of broken. That longest hand, shortest hand, yes. Okay. So the moon, is that on one of the graves maybe? With the moon, a half moon. That one, isn't it? The air is stifling in the darkness and the claustrophobia of the tunnels almost overwhelms me, but I press on. I remind myself that there are few who venture down here, which means the chances of an interesting find are higher. It doesn't take long for my search to bear fruit. Ah, that looks like our blade we're looking for with the wooden handle. I just want to... I don't know if this will come up on this final day, but what is this? And can we just explore it? I'm wasting my time here, shame. Okay. Not the Briggic Charm. Dreadvillant. No. Moon pool. The shin was something sea related, wasn't it? Weaving edge, that's the one. It's used to enter the red night, a bloodthirsty state of mind. The handle should be made from a wood of a great oak. The great oaks are believed to have been planted by Scythia herself. Nothing to remark. Wood, oak if I'm not mistaken, and then gold. Sharper than it looks, carved detailing. Okay, well I think that's pretty certain. Weaving edge. But I will mark it in red. Until it's confirmed. Oops. So we have these. This. What relates to the sea? Aquamarine is a stone of water. Is that aquamarine? I thought it was turquoise. Turquoise gemstone. Let's move on. Instead of guessing, Thaddeus White, he's back. The witherance was a terrible idea. I've only gone and made things worse. I wish Eli was back. He'd know what to do. Some years ago now, a friend brought an item to me, a black casket, and I learned that it was a dark article. I should have brought it to Eli right then and there, but I knew he would want to destroy it. I'm a collector of things. It seemed too important to allow it to be destroyed, but I see how naive that was now. This casket is far more dangerous than anything I've come across before. And now I hear they are looking for it, with their black eyes. Either I need to keep them out of the museum, or bring the casket here to Strange Antiquities and hide it in one of its secret places. Excuse me, hiccuping bit there. Oh, so it's the Dreadvivant of the Lunima. Let's read the two different things. I know we've read them already, but I need to remind myself. It's the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artefacts. It can siphon away power from oneself for a time. The power rising up off the Dreadvivant is subtle but noticeably invigorating. These objects represent the balance of life and death, good and evil, hope and despair. Okay. Well, we only have a few items left, don't we? Let's see, hang on. What was the other one? Lunima. Moonpool or Heart of Tranquility harnesses the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. Should not be used when the moon is full. The elements. Okay. Well, these are all the things we haven't identified. So we may as well go through and see what it says. There's definitely something unusual about this item. I can't quite put my finger on it though. I can't tell if that low hum is coming from the item or my own imagination. It feels unusual. Not hot exactly, but energetic somehow. Black and gold. I mean, that seems to go with the Dread Vivant, doesn't it? It's a subtle but noticeably invigorating power. I mean, it represents death. With the skull. Gold is the sun. I suppose black and gold, like, maybe. What else have we got? Let's see if there's any power. Causes me to reflect on my own mortality. I hear low chanting when I hold it to my ear. Chanting. Spirit eye. Symbols inscribed upon them. Well, there may still be some pages we haven't got. Yeah, okay. Nothing to remark, nothing to remark. Okay, well that can't be. Let me see, let me make a decision. So that's the only way to handle some dangerous artifacts, which seems like it would be relevant in this case with the casket. Lunamar can be used to keep people away from places they're not welcome. I guess that might keep the people away, but I think it makes more sense for us to handle the casket and bring it here and hide it away. That's my initial feeling anyway. Nothing to remark. So far that skull pendant seems to be, this gives me goosebumps. Feeling of disquiet. Well, that has sort of opposing symbols. Is that what? Moon pool or heart of tranquility. Oh no, that doesn't say opposing symbols. I've got that from something else. Nothing to remark. I think we're going to go for the Dread Vivant, and I'm going to guess that it's this one, based on that feeling that we get when we hold it. It is a Dread Vivant. The concept of balance is reflected in the design, the skull, death, and the flower. I wasn't even really noticing the flower, that makes sense. Closer inspect reveals the power the item exudes. Okay, that's good. And we have the entry for Light of Caution. Despite appearances, these Noctic items have no connection to the League of the Amphisian Heart. They are objects of considerable power that can turn darkness to light, fear to joy. Despite appearances. What, like the fingers? Connection. Oh, is this what I was thinking earlier when I thought the snake might be relevant? Because there's a snake on here, but then there's also a snake on here. Noctic items. Well, I guess that's a quick way to Noctic. That at the top. That one. And then Noctic. Is that right? I think so. Spiral. Is that spiral? No. So how about this? Spiral. Well, I think based on the snake, Light of Korchen, let's just do a temporary label. For now. It's our postman, David Schaefer. There's an uneasy quiet in town today. There aren't many people out and about. I'm heading straight home as soon as I'm done with my deliveries. Yeah, that sounds wise, David. What do we have? I have recently come into possession of a number of texts on the subject of arcane artifacts. You are welcome to them if they are of any use to you. If I don't hear from you, then I will donate them to the library across the street. So the only info we have there is that the library is across the street from them. Wordsworth Library. Is there more than one library? Doesn't look like it from what I can see. 26 across the street. Well, it's going to have to be that. Several of the scrolls look promising, but they are written in the Dradic script, and my understanding is too rudimentary to make use of them. If Verona was around, I'm sure she could translate them, but she isn't, and I can't. Ah. What did we find that was used for translating? Was it Carrick's candle, was it? No, but I remember Carrick's candle being a potential thing we could use. Would it be reading, translation? Was it Dradic language? Is that what they said? Dradic script. No. And it's not a sleep vessel. Hearing. Translation, Babelia. They can be used as a translation of foreign texts. Oh, Babelia, it's this, isn't it? Yeah. The effect of the Babelia makes my head spin, and I close my eyes tight for a moment as my mind catches up. The pages swirl and blur in front of me, letters and words floating in and out of focus. After a time, I find that I can read them, though it takes some effort, and I feel drained as I reach the end. We have Water's Shadow and something else. Water's Shadow and something Beck. Bloodbeck. It was once thought that these objects could be used to commune with the dead, but it is now widely believed that such a thing is not possible. It is not known whether strange voices that emanate from a Bloodbeck originate, but there are some who believe they are the voices of the nameless gods. So is that the chanting? causes me to reflect on my own mortality. Let's put a tentative label on there. What was the other one? Water something. Water shadow. It is alleged that a water shadow can be used to pass through solid matter, but the art has long faded from memory. The items themselves are often uninteresting, producing only a faint thalamic field, perhaps as a result of going unused for so many years. What could this be? A faint thalamic field is probably the main thing we can go on. The items themselves are often uninteresting. Water shadow. A faint thalamic field. Oh, it doesn't say which, it just says a faint thalamic field. Okay, that's... wouldn't say that's faint. Neither is that. They all seem about the same. That's probably the faintest, isn't it? These are otherwise quite clear. Didn't check this one. Well, this is a kind of an uninteresting item, isn't it? It's quite sort of simple and gives them goosebumps. Oh, cool. Tin. Is that significant? I don't know how it relates to this, but well, we're getting near to the end now, so I think we should... What was it called? Literally only just... Waters... It's not end, is it? What's it called? Shadow. Not even close. What's... Possibility. Let's see. Anna Bryant. With all that's been happening in Undermere, I picked the worst week possible to lose my Briggic charm. I hope you have one I can replace it with. Well, we had sort of vaguely identified a Briggic charm, hadn't we? What have I done then? I thought I had identified it. I've just forgotten where I've put it. No, I hadn't identified it, okay. Well, it's the power of the maiden, the mother, and the crown. Offers more hope, protection, and wisdom. I mean, that does most symbolise the triple goddess thing, doesn't it? Even though the gemstone doesn't really make sense to me. Bronze and possibly jade, smooth, raised detailing, nothing to remark. I I don't really see what else it can be. So I'm just going to risk it. Give it that try. I forgot, I always do that. Didn't mean to ring the bell, sorry. Let's press the button. It is. The item resembles the symbol of the triple goddess. Okay, good. There wasn't really much else to go on. Argyle, vessel of the earth, used in various Dradic rituals. Well, Brigick. Who's there? Vessel of the earth. Has to be this, because that's a vessel and that was the symbol for earth. What was that? Kyle? Is that how it was spelt? Yeah. Okay, so only 3, 4, 5 more items that we're not really sure about. Eli White. He's back finally. I'm sorry, I did not intend to be away for so long. I trust the shop has not been too much trouble to look after in my absence. I've learned a lot from my time in Oxford. Well, I should hope so. There is a powerful dark article here in Undermere called the Nalian Casket. And now you're telling me that my foolish half-wit of a brother has had it in his museum this whole time. I know how to destroy it, but it's not going to be easy. Whatever happens, it must not be opened. We will need to create a pillar of Calaris. From what I gather, such a feat has not been attempted in over 500 years. I just hope there's enough time to prepare. I'm afraid I can't stay, but I'll be back as soon as I can. Well, I'll just stay here, will I? A pillar of Calaris is a powerful blast of energy that can consume the darkness. In my opinion, it is the safest way to destroy powerful dark articles. It can only be produced at a place of significant thalamic convergence, strength and weakness, light and darkness. Align the opposing powers at opposing compass points. With Corchin's light, the strong will be made weak, and the dark will be made light. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. Corchin's light. Did we identify that one, the snake thing? And then opposing items, we would need, I think, like a fortinance and a witherance would make sense. Strength and... no, not that one. Strength and weakness, and then light and darkness. I guess Sunbond is the most obvious. Gemstone of light. Break charm, no. What's pit? Tenebrum cloak. Enshrouding darkness. Maybe a Tenebrum cloak then and a Sunbond. Yeah, Tenebrum cloak. Okay. Fortinate's witherance. Sunbond, which is this one, and then Tenebrum cloak. Oh, they're next to each other. Okay, we'll see. Spell Stow. I've had my energy drained by some disturbing evil power. For days now I've felt tired and frail, and then today I found something that horrified me. Beneath my bed I discovered a carved wooden effigy with a strange symbol painted upon it. I don't know who has done this to me, but all I want for now is to lift this feeling of weakness. Is that an ambra? Or is it or maybe it's a witherance that's been making her feel. That causes mental fog. Tired and frail. Yeah, because it's a little wooden effigy. So, should I give her a fortance to help her regain her strength? Yes. Okay, good. Susan Hill. Oh, she's got those eye scars. I would like a bloodbeck. The nameless ones are restless. I am ready to hear their voices. Well, we sort of identified it as this. So let's see. It is. The design of the item and the Vivianite gemstone suggest a connection to death. Closer inspection reveals the whispers within. Korchena. These are used to call on the guile and wisdom of the goddess Korchen. She is the goddess of the earth, creation and rebirth. It is maintained by some that these are not objects of power, but they exude an imposing aura that is hard to explain. Well, that we think is the light of Korchen has snakes on. That has snakes as well, doesn't it? Let's look up Korchena. Oh, Ossic ring. Yes, that's her. So it's serpents. I think it must be this, because it relates to her with the snakes. And if she's a goddess of the earth, the green gemstones signify earth. So I am going to label that as Korchena for now. Thaddeus is back. I went to move the casket, but it's gone. What do we do? I heard Eli is back in town, but he hasn't come to see me, and if he's not here, then I don't know where to find him. Oh God, what do we do? Oh, Thaddeus, you Nelly. Well, we're gonna have to go and do this weird ritual, aren't we, and make a choice as to what we do. It festered and pulsated until it could no longer be contained. Some part of it reached out from the darkness, creating eyes so that it might find itself, and hands so that it might open itself. The casket wanted to be opened. How very sinister. Is this the casket then? No, books. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. I lie below books and scrolls. So Sunday, day 18, I lie below books and scrolls. So we have one library, but kind of a regular library. Well, there's the Museum of History. Well, there's here. There is the library here. That's quite... I mean, there's quite a lot of places where that could be. And what about in the Catacombs. I think it might be this. Because we did come to this library before, didn't we? It had like weird stuff in it. But the room below it, I mean, there's quite a few. Is it one of these? Oh, I've got an achievement for solving all the clue cards. That was a guess at first, so I thought we were going to have to go through them. As I open the door, I am hit by the musty smell of damp. This room hasn't been entered for some time. The corner of the room is piled high with scrolls of parchment and old books, but underneath the debris I find something of interest. Aha. Well, that looks... What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, technically 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What was the one that was about the... Was it Shin? Materials with a connection to the ocean. They began a superstition. Because that looks like driftwood. Not you. Looks like driftwood, and that is... This is a turquoise gemstone, but painted markings, piece of driftwood. Oh, it's confirmed then. Weathered, polished. And that is a stone relating to the ocean. So I'm pretty sure that's a shin, but we'll do it red just for now. Okay, let's go and carry on. Eli's back. The museum was ransacked last night. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. The good news is they didn't find what they were looking for. I moved the casket myself and hid it here in one of Strange Antiquities' vaults. Did you now? It's safe for now, but we can't leave it here for long. I have more to prepare, but I've left instructions on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. A candle that gives off no light, an anchor that has never touched the ocean, a finger but not of flesh. Well, the candle must be Carrick's candle, so it'll give off light. The finger, not flesh, must be the witch's finger, which is made of yew. And then an anchor that has never touched the ocean. It's like a heart. Is there like a heart anchor or something? Something that anchors your soul. I can't remember what it was called. Or spirit to your body, something like that, or your mind to your body. Shadow anchor, maybe it's that, must be that. Shadow anchor. Hooray. So 2, 7 and 9. Hello? Why has that not worked? It's right, isn't it? What have I done wrong? It's not that, is it? It's definitely the thinner one. Actually, I wonder if all of the clock settings have... No. That one's dodgy. There's probably a way to work out which it is when it's spinning around like that, but... No. 11, 10, 9. 12, 6 and 3. 1, 3 and 4. 12, 1 and 2. Oh, I've just realised I'm an idiot. I have to actually press the button. I was expecting them to just react. I'll have to go through it all again. That's silly. I've done that already, haven't I? Oh, this is very... Oh. I'm a nanny, so it would have worked. I just didn't press the button. Oh, silly me. There it is. The casket. Scary. Can we look at it? Blackened wood and gold. Rough and smooth. Nothing to remark. A complex feeling comes over me. It is both horrifying and yet compelling. Just leave it here in the front of the shop. The lake has turned black. As omens go, I'd say that's probably quite a bad one. But the mail won't deliver itself. What a man, eh? Doing all his... no matter what's going on. Doing his rounds. I found this note in an old writing desk up at Gleaston Castle. I expect it will mean more to you. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. It feels all too prescient as we hurtle towards winter and a terrible, unknowable fate. E.B. Who is E.B. again? Gleaston Castle, right, okay. Fear in autumn. We need this. Fear, so it's sort of three lines creating a triangle. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. Fear there in autumn. Well, no, whoops. That's spring. That's autumn. Rising in winter. I searched the room at the foot of the western tower quite thoroughly before finding a stash of papers. To my dismay, they are largely the scrawlings of a madman, but in amongst the nonsense there is some valuable information. Oh, we've got 2 new storm wardens, something else. Okay, great. Very useful. There was a storm something. I always forget how many S's there are. I should have just gone through the index. Stormward. These simple items supposedly grant a low level of protection against the elements, but this author has personally become soaked to the bone in one too many downpours to trust those claims. They are made from metal, typically bronze or iron. Well, this has all the elements on. bronze. Green is nature. I want to just definitely check these. That's thunder. I think that's fog. Hail. Lightning. Lightning. Rain. What's that one? Storm. That's storm. That's snow. And then that one like a sort of leaf wind. This must be this, mustn't it? Storm ward. Oh, Barton Potter's back with his grey streak. I have discovered the missing piece of the puzzle. There is an ancient shrine to the nameless gods at the skull of Blencathra. It seems humanity tried worshipping them once, long ago, before we learned how little they care for us. We must take the casket there. Whatever happens, we must not allow it to be opened. So the skull of Blencathra. Where's the skull of Blen? Is it on here? How would we know where this is? Oh, is that what this is? But then Eli has given us the casket. I don't know if... Where would we find this information? Skull? Blencathra? Oh, there. Heart chamber. No. A vast skull in the catacombs, said to be that of the beast Blencathra. That might be what that is then. The skull of Blencathra. I'm not sure if I want to do that because we haven't... Let's see. Oh, because Eli's back. There we go. It's time to end this. Now. Bring the casket to the pit. So I can choose either path, I assume. Well, I don't think I want to go with Barton. I would like to go with what Eli is suggesting. So at 20, it's the pit. The sun is low in the sky as we arrive at the pit, casting a warm light across the treetops and the open fields. A solitary raven cries out from the tree line, and I look to the skies, but they are empty. The pit itself is an ominous sight that the otherwise serene atmosphere can do nothing to diminish. It is a scorched black hole, perhaps 5 meters in diameter, that has an unnatural look to it. This is a site of thalamic convergence. It is no simple thing to destroy an object of this kind. We need to set up opposing powers at opposing compass points, strength and weakness, light and darkness, and finally we need the light of Korchen to bind them. Okay, so we said we would do a Fortinance and a Witherance, and then a Sunbond and a Tenebrine Cloak. And I think this is the light of Korchen. Let's hope that's all correct. Yes. Eli inspects my work. His face shows little emotion, but he seems satisfied. By now the sun has finished setting and only a hint of red afterglow remains in the darkening sky. The raven croaks his mournful cry once again, but this time there is a reply, and then another. I look up and see several dark shapes circling above. Quickly now, they're here. I spin around to follow Eli's gaze, and my pulse quickens as I look out across the field. A large group of shadowy figures is walking steadily towards us. We can't see their faces at this distance in the low light, but I'd be willing to bet that every one of them has pools of midnight for eyes. In the sky above, the ravens continue to grow in number, and their caws and cries get louder and louder. I look down at the black object in my hands. Such a small thing, and yet its seductive power is impossible to ignore. It wants to be opened. Suddenly, it feels inevitable. The casket, now! But I'm not sure I want to give it to him. Oh, Wixit cord. Oh, that's to sort of freeze him, isn't it? The Wixit cord, I think, to paralyse him. Freezing effect on the body. To be honest, I don't think I want to do that. I'm gonna carry on with the sort of what Eli wants for this ending, I think. The wave of intoxicating power washes over me, but I hold strong against it. I hand over the casket and together we begin activating the items arranged around the pit, working as fast as we can. It still takes longer than we'd like, and when I look up again, the thaumaturge has fear in his eyes. We're too late. The mob is upon us. One of them grabs Eli and tries to wrestle the casket from his hands. I rush across to help him, but it's no use. They are all around us. The man tears the casket free and it clatters to the floor, skittering towards the edge of the pit before coming to rest on the precipice. A grey-haired woman stoops to pick it up, and I'm surprised to find that I recognise her. It's Verona Green, the occult scholar. The mob cheers, but Verona turns towards me and I am no longer afraid. Her eyes are ringed with darkness, but they are not black. Back from the dead. She winks at me and throws the casket into the pit. Calm, Verona. At the same moment, Eli activates the light of Corchen. Time stands still, and then there is a rush and a roar as a swirling vortex of blue-green light races up out of the pit. The casket is sent soaring up into the night sky, where it seems to hang for a moment, turning slowly in the air until, with a shrieking, splintering crash, it shatters into 1,000 pieces, and then there is nothing but smoke and the smell of ozone, and all is quiet. We got an achievement called Pillar of Calaris for destroying the casket. It has been a few weeks since the casket was destroyed, but I am still riding high on the elation and relief from that night. Everything seemed to come together right when it needed to, and somehow we avoided a terrible catastrophe. Those who were under the casket's spell were released almost immediately. They remember nothing from their ordeal, but there seems to be no lingering ill effects, and Dr. Robertson says they have all made a full recovery. It is rare for Eli to express much emotion, but even he congratulated me on my strength and resolve in the face of such darkness. He too felt the allure of the casket and was worried that it would overwhelm me. He told me with a hint of pride that I would make a fine thaumaturge. Well, that seems like a good ending. Ending one, catastrophe avoided. Eli is alive, Verona is alive, Rebecca, Barton all alive. Edmund Bishop, proud of your abilities as the thaumaturge, found the strength to resist the casket. Delighted her patients have recovered, he stayed at Cleast and Carson weathered the storm. Bonnie is missing, she fled after trying to murder Borton. Audrey Bell deceased, murdered by her bloodthirsty followers. Jack Hungford is alive, has made a full recovery. Thaddeus is alive, ashamed of the part he played. Simone is alive and ready for a new challenge. Murdered by her own bloodthirsty followers when the casket was not opened, I see. So she's run away. Rebecca is able to paint again and is enjoying the quiet life, that's good. Barton, glad that everything turned out well, even if you did ignore his plan. Okay. So I think that's a pretty good ending. Everyone seems to have made it out alive apart from Audrey, who was kind of creepy. So I guess the alternate endings are we could have done what she wanted, brought the items she requested to open the casket. We could have gone with Barton to the catacombs with the casket. Jupiter is alive, happy and safe in Strange Antiquities. Okay, well I'm not going to play. I don't think I'm going to explore any of the other endings this playthrough, just because I think it's kind of fun if you play the game yourself and want to explore those different things. But what I will do is, once the credits have rolled, I think you can continue playing a little bit to identify all the remaining items in the shop that we haven't yet formally identified. So I'll let the credits play, and then we will just finish up. So it's day 19, epilogue. Hi Jupiter. Tess Sherwood. My father is suffering from Morgan's insanity. His doctors have given up on him, but Dr. Robertson told me there might be a way to save him. She said it might be possible to stop the infection spreading by cutting the poisonous thoughts from his mind, but she said it was beyond her skill. So I think that's a diverging hook from what I remember, which we think is this. Let's, no, wrong one. It's a way to carve the thoughts from the mind of another. They have a single gemstone from each of the 3 thalamic branches. Okay. I don't think we need that anymore. So, I just want to double check, because it's been a while since we kind of labelled this. Looks like amber, pale, an orange one, a pale yellowy one, and a turquoise one. Okay. So it's either amber, which is diurnic, from diurnal, might be aquamarine, which is dradic, of celestial. No, where are you going? Oh, topaz, which is wixic. So wixic, diurnic. Dradic. Yeah. I think that must be the right thing. The item is a gemstone from each of the thalamic branches, amber from the diurnal, aquamarine from the celestial, topaz from the individual. Is it here? Daedalus, like, yeah. Grafton. There's an old hermit living out past Wastwater who barely comes into town. He brings me lists now and then for odd things. This time he wants something that will pull water from thin air. No idea if he's mad or onto something, but I said I'd ask around. Pull water from thin air. Well, this has to be our remaining things. Argyle, no. No. Is it the shin? Don't know. Lunama. No. Manners. Don't remember receiving that. According to Whitlock, these are lighter than an evercant by half. Not exactly the most useful insight. They are carried by desert nomads who use them to conjure precious water from cool night air. Okay. Some manners, it might look like that. Manners. So is it definitely only these things? Because that doesn't look like anything we have. What could it be? A manners. Trying to think what could. Manners. So they don't look like this, they're lighter. Well, we only have a few, don't we, that aren't identified, which is really this. I guess this turquoise gemstone. Wrong look. Is a stone of water. I think we're going to have to just guess that. I wouldn't have guessed it from what it looks like, apart from the stone. The clue features, the item features an aquamarine gemstone, a stone of water. Using my scales, I can check if it weighs half a pound, half the weight of an evercant. I totally didn't even occur to me to use the scales. So manners. You go over here, I think. So those are Methers. What's Morgan's Folly? Yep. Okay. I'm sorry, Jupiter. Cecil Bateman. My lungs are shot. My doctors have told me to settle my affairs. But I'm not ready to give up. Not yet. I've heard a local story about the Witch of Undermere and her healing abilities. They say it's dangerous and painful, but sometimes it works. Healing? Oh, what am I doing? I need the index. Oh, it's hearing. Life? What could it be? Well, surely it's meant to be the only things that we've got left. Would have thought the Corchena would have been labels because we used it in the ending. This is Earth creation and rebirth. Can keep pull away from places, Morgan's Folly, suggestibility, pit. None of these things have powerful vibrations, no. The shin is for, yeah, to keep boats safe. Spirit Eye. They show Storm Ward, it keeps you safe from the elements. Water Shadow. Pass through Solid. It's the Weaving Edge. I don't know what he wants. Healing abilities. Witch of Undermere. Is it the Witch's Finger? Well, we've already got that. Purification of the body. Most unpleasant experience. Dangerous and painful. Okay, well, I think it's Witch's Finger. That's weird because we've already identified it. So I don't know why. I suppose there was, I think it was, there was a thing where you could use 2 items and we chose this one. Okay, we'd already done that one. Owen Fox. My farm is diseased, my crops won't hold, and even the animals are uneasy. My old man says the earth's angry. He said I should call upon Korchen for wisdom and blessings. Can you help? This land's all I've got. So something to do with Korchen. What's Korchena? They're used to call on the guile and wisdom of the goddess Korchen. That's kind of what he said, isn't it? Call upon her for blessings. Earth, creation and rebirth. So I think it's this one. Correct. Using the index, I can remind myself that Korchen is a serpent goddess represented in the design on this jar. Closer inspection reveals they have an imposing aura. The item has several connections to the earth, the jade eyes, the clay material, and the Dradic field they produce. I collect rare artifacts, especially those with, shall we say, questionable uses. A weaving edge has always fascinated me. I don't plan on using it, heavens no. Blood magic, old traditions, I simply must have it. What is this cute little dagger? The handle is made of oak. Francis Mason. I've read the tales of Calaris from cover to cover. I was surprised to learn of some of the powers he could wield. Did you know they could walk through walls? I read they used a water's shadow, but we've lost the knowledge of how they work over the years. I don't expect I'll get very far with it, but I'd like to study one all the same. Who knows, perhaps I'll succeed where others have failed. So it's this, isn't it? Very unassuming item. This item produces a faint thalamic field. Okay. Gus Foley. I've been studying all texts, references to things hidden beneath the surface of our world. They mention the use of a spirit eye to see beyond the black veil. It's something I'd like to experience for myself. Okay. as you do, you just, want to experience seeing beyond the veil. So this is one I'm not sure they draw their symbol from opposing, they power from the opposing symbols inscribed on the, Spirit Eye. Oh. So I hadn't identified it. And have I done a little... No. So I wonder if it's this, because that has opposing symbols. I think it must be. It doesn't really give us much else other than that. Let's risk it and see if that works. No! That wasn't the item I was looking for. I should slow down. Oh, it's this, isn't it? Hot and cold. Dark green gemstone, though. I don't know. Oh, the malachite is for sight, isn't it? Yeah. Spirit Eye. Should have thought about that a bit more. This item has opposing symbols, heat and cold. The malachite gemstone hints at their ability to see a world beyond ours, of course. So hang on, Dread Vivant, that's been confirmed. Oh, I don't like how those all... That's better. Spirit Eye. I thought it went further, it doesn't. What am I doing? Spirit Eye, SP, yeah. It's getting a bit full round here, isn't it? Yeah, we may have to move some things around. So we think these are all S's. I think we're going to have to move these H's. Not H's, L's. And then the Mellors can go there. Alright, bear with me a moment. Apologies for that little break in audio. Just had to go and sort something out. So what was I in the middle of doing? I was moving things over, wasn't I, to give us a bit more space? Because it's getting a bit crowded at this end. There's a lot of S of items beginning with S, so will the sunbond fit there? Yeah. My cat had come to get me because I didn't realise I hadn't given her some food. I mean, she had eaten today, but I haven't given her more food, and she came to get me to be like, where is my dinner? So I had to go and give her some food, and now she has appeared next to me. Okay, surveillance. So these. So I have actually. So light of caution. Although we haven't technically, like officially identified that, I mean that's pretty definite, I think. Light. Go there. Blood. Back. Would be up here. Didn't we identify that? We did. I think I just forgot. I forgot to change it back to this sort of yellowy colour. No, that's not what. Oh look, it's made the Bones Guard shy. Storm Warden Shin. Okay, I think those are pretty certain as well. Shin. Silent Breath. Shin. Shimmer. Oh, perfect. And then Stormward is somewhere here. Oh, not this. ST. Yeah, there. Oh, I don't think my cat's very happy. Because I'm not sat in my usual position. It's thrown her off. She doesn't know where to sit down. You're distracting me. You're distracting me. Maybe that will do. We should have to figure out what that is. Yeah, we might be able to space out some of those. Let's see. Okay, I think that's... They're looking a tiny bit squished, aren't they? These. There's so many S's. I wonder if I put one up there. That's slightly better. I think that works just about. Okay. My grandmother followed the old ways. She kept a Druidic altar in the cellar. She believed in asking for nature's blessing before a harvest. I found a note about a ritual meant to bring abundance, but it needs an argyle. This seems like the place to find one. So that was this, wasn't it? The earth vessel. It has symbols of earth around the rim. It produces a Druidic field, though I didn't actually check that. So the red ones, light of caution. Let me double check. No, it has identified it, yes. I just haven't changed the label. Okay, I can do that now. What else do we have? What else is red? Morgan's Folly. Morgan's Folly, Pit, Shin. Okay, those haven't been identified. Stormward, yeah. And Thea. Okay. Tommy Brown. I'll work the riverbeds, searching for stones, amethyst, jade, maybe Vivianite if I'm lucky. It's hard to spot them in the muck. But I heard about these remnants that let you feel the glimmer through the dirt. Worth a shot. Okay. So I assume it has to be one of the things that we haven't yet got. I don't think it's the abrasive metal. Lunama. No. Morgan's Folly. Trance-like state. Suggestibility and pit. I can crack solid rock. That's not really what he's asking, is it? Shin was... I'm very confused about this then. The Zia is not... So what is he asking for? Feel the glimmer through the dirt. Feel the glimmer through the dirt. Gemstone. Slow light. Can be felt through touch. It must be that, right? An Aries remnant. I think the items we're getting asked are ones where you might have chosen to give a different item. I think the lady that wanted to be able to paint again, we gave her the Aries remnant, but there was a different thing that was an alternative, so I think it's just going through all of these. Even though some of these we had already identified in our playthrough. Thomas Pope. We've had a bit of a snag and I've had to shut down the quarry. Our dynamite supplier has had a little accident. I'll spare you the details. I wonder, is there anything among your fine collection that could get us up and running again in the short term? I'm losing money by the minute. So I suspect, is this pit the pit? Where it said about cracking, being able to crack rock. Powerful vibrations. So we think this is the pit. Yes, the item is made of 3 different materials: gold, sun, clay, earth, and the skull death. The thalamic field it produces is formless. Okay, good. So we can change that over. William Wheatley. My thesis is on the psychology of fear, but books can only take me so far. I need to feel it properly. I'm sure you'll have something. He needs to feel the fear. Oh. We can certainly make that happen for you, sir. Or is it the Zia? Yes, instill a sense of fear. Because I definitely remember the Zia was one of the items we could have chosen, which is why we labelled it, but we chose not to use it. This item is made of a single material, bronze. It bears no symbol or other markings. It can be worn about the neck. On closer inspection, I begin to feel a sense of paranoia. So how many more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 looks like. Sorry, Jupiter. Constance Vader. Oh, she's got a snake. I'm not trying to hurt anyone, just shift their thinking a little. Sometimes all it takes is a suggestion in the right state of mind. Do you have anything suitable? Which was that? Made them open to suggestion. Morgan's Folly? Suggestibility, yeah. So that's over here. The pendant features a hidden symbol of hypnosis just under there. Oh. Hey Jupiter, not many more to go, so 5 more maybe. Jane Fairbairn. My sons are out of control. Jail doesn't teach them anything. A year behind bars and they come back worse. I want them to feel the wrong they've done. Real penance, so that they might change their ways. Purge the mind. I think we've done this before. This feels familiar. Penance. What else would it be? Regret. Or is it change? No. Libula. Scythian charm. No. Okay, so not change. Guilt. It amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. But if they don't already feel guilt and shame, what's it going to amplify? Is my question. But I think this is the right thing. Okay, weird. We already had that. James Herschel. There's a lawman snooping around the blacksmith's guild. Can't have them poking into parts of the business they're not supposed to, if you catch my drift. I need a way to keep them out. Oh, that is the Lunama. Lunama. Moon pool or heart of tranquility, an aura of unease. Have we already... We haven't identified it. I only seem to have this. Spirit of unease. Feeling of disquiet lances through my body. Okay. Often pitted stone. And then it has the triangles, so let's just have a little look. So we don't have the picture of it, but we do. Heart of tranquility. Harnesses the power of the elements. Just to check, I know we have looked at this before, but it's earth, air, fire, water. Okay, so it has to be that. It's the only one we haven't identified. Sorry, I always press the bell. This item bears the symbols of the elements. Closer inspection reveals it induces a feeling of disquiet. Freddie Lamb. I can't bear the pain any longer. I would rather have no memory of her at all than suffer like this. Don't try and talk me out of it. I've already made up my mind. Abrasive Mether. Using the index, I can remind myself what a mether looks like. This mether does not fit the description of the solemn or restful varieties, so it must be abrasive. Charlotte Bradshaw. My brother captains a small fishing vessel in Haverick. There was a big storm last month and 2 boats never came home. I remember what the old sailors used to carry. Charms, tokens, things to keep the sea calm, or at least keep you afloat. I want to give him something like that, just in case. So that's our shin, isn't it? Oh, it says it there. We don't even have to work out what it is. This item is made from driftwood, a material with a connection to the ocean. It features an aquamarine gemstone, a stone of water. We can change that now. Not many to go. Where's David? Rain again. Soaked to the bone before I'm halfway through my rounds. I'm fed up with it. I've got a few bob to spare if you know a way to keep me dry. So is this the Storm Ward? I suspect it is. Let's just double check. Not much else it really could be. Protection against the elements. Let's hope it does work. Ah, so we have identified all the items. We got the achievement Ascendant Thaumaturge. The item has numerous weather-related symbols. It is made from bronze. And with that, I am done. Time for a well-earned rest right after I give Jupiter one last scratch behind the ears. So all these other ones, I must have just forgotten to change from a red label to a sort of yellow one. So we may as well make sure they're all as they should be. Oh, the Lunima Manus. Let me check. I think we move. Oh, Jupiter! I can't believe he did that. That's very funny. Oh. Okay, this isn't really quite how I want it. It's a bit more squished than I would like. Well, that's it. We have identified all of the items. I'm not sure I managed to get... I didn't notice an achievement pop up for not using any hints, but pretty sure we didn't use any hints this playthrough. Oh well, I tried my best. Let's close all this up. I really don't need to, do I? But, you know, leave things tidy. There we go. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the game. I realised I forgot to give Jupiter one last little scritch behind the ears. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are curious enough to pick up the game yourself and maybe explore some of those additional endings. But thank you for watching and for joining me for this series. There may be a slight break in my posting of videos because I'm moving house and I don't know how easy that's going to go, let's say, but I will be back as soon as I can with a new game, certainly for the new year, so I hope to see you then. But say hi in the comments, please like the video if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for more videos of this kind. And in the meantime, I guess I'll wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a very happy New Year, although I guess I will greet you that in my next video. Many thanks for watching, and in the meantime, goodbye and good night.